Hey guys, I am Christy Bush with KNB Communications, and I just wanted to come on here and say hello and take a few seconds to chat with you guys about how things are going with your kids at home while we are social distancing. Wow, it's hard, right? And it's different. It's a completely new area that we are having to navigate. So a little bit about what I do. So for those of you that do not know me, I own K&B Communications and I travel all over the country educating, supporting, empowering parents and students and professionals about how to keep our kids safe online. And that's what I want to chat with you just a little bit about today. We've had about a week at home. So our kids have been home for, I don't know, 7 to 9 days right now, and they've got a lot of time on their hands. What that equates to is a lot of device time. And while that's okay to a certain extent, it is certainly a saving grace for those of us that are working from home, that are trying to navigate everything. If you've got a lot of kids at the house and you're trying to juggle a school schedule and juggle your work schedule and juggle downtime and all the things that we're trying to do, increased device time is not such a bad thing. But there are some things that we have to be aware of. There are some things that we have to be really careful about to make sure that our children are staying safe. Right now, with all of the increased device time, is a really great time for them to make some pretty ill-informed decisions, some pretty poor decisions that could, really, really come back to haunt them later. What we don't want to happen is for this virus of 2020 to be a defining moment in our kids' lives and in our teens' lives. And by that, I mean a negative defining moment where they make some really poor decisions in their downtime. And then after all of this is gone, when we go back to work and to school and life is normal, then they are having to answer for some of the things that they did when they were at home on their devices. So what I want to do is I've got a couple of things here for you guys. I'm going to lay it out really quickly to kind of help you manage your day with your kids and their screen time. The first thing that we are going to talk about is how much screen time is appropriate right now. I'm not worried about what the American Academy of Pediatrics states for the 1 to 2 hours a day, but at the same time, they do not need extended lengths of time on their phones. That actually leads to poor decisions, is leading to anxiety. It is leading to, quite frankly, bad attitudes, which I have seen in my house after 1 week of use. So if you are experiencing that in your house, with your kids having bad attitudes, if they're on their phones a lot, if they're on their devices a lot, that is something that we need to take a look at. I think being on there for a little while is okay for an hour or two, and then we're getting off. We're going outside, we're getting some fresh air, we're doing our social distancing still, but we are making sure that we have activities. We're getting in at least 30 minutes of movement a day, whether that's on the porch or that's outside or whatever that looks like. But we want to make sure that our kids are not spending 12, 14 hours a day in front of a computer or in front of their phone, because this just leads and breeds too much of a problem for our kids to see things they're not supposed to be seeing and doing things they're not supposed to be doing. And it is not activating and engaging their brain the way that it needs to be engaged all day. So we need to take a look at that. So taking a brain break is what I like to call it during the day. After they've been on their phone for a little while or on their device, we're doing some chores around my house. So in order to be able to sort of break up the day or to help you with something, or they can be bored. Now, I get it, you guys that are working from home, it makes it really hard. But it's okay for them to be a little bit bored, right? That's okay. So that is actually better than 12 to 14 hours of device time. So let's talk about screen time. One of the ways that you can monitor and watch and pay attention to how much screen time they have or how much time they're spending on their phone, on their devices, set up screen time. It's really easy. It's in settings. It's under screen time. Go in there. It will walk you through it. It will let you set up for time and for content. So everything is age appropriate, and you will be able to make sure that your kids are getting their online activity through the internet that is going to be age appropriate and time appropriate. Now, screen time is not going to do anything for the apps. So if they have TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever other social media platform, YouTube, that they are on, that screen time is not going to screen those apps for social media safety as far as age content and just related content, period. You're going to have to pay attention to those apps. We'll talk about that. Random device checks. This is huge. So what we are doing is throughout the week, we are picking up your child's phone and we are going through it and we are taking a look at what they are doing. What platforms are they on? What comments are they making? What is their history showing you? What are the text messages looking like between their friends? What we're doing is making sure they're safe, making sure that they are not making inappropriate content, making sure they are not making inappropriate comments. We are really trying to provide a safe space for them. So if we are paying attention, if we are really digging in to their phones and their devices with those random device checks, then we are better able to pay attention to what they are doing. Again, it's random for a reason. You don't tell them when you're going to do it. You just say, hey, you know, bud, I'm going to need your phone so I can take a look and make sure that everything is where it needs to be. You're going to have to drill down through their accounts. If they have TikTok or Snapchat or YouTube, you're going to have to sort of drill into those and take a look at their account, try to take a look at what they've been looking at. And we can do a much larger video if anyone, again, if you need more information on this. I want to keep this really quick, so I can't drill down on all those apps right now, but reach out to me and we can have some more conversations on this. But do your random device checks, you'll be surprised. App monitoring, there's tons of them out there. If you want to hop on over to Crack the Code, my Facebook Crack the Code, or go to my website, kmbcommunications.com, there's a ton of app monitoring that is listed. And, you know, Bark or any of those are going to be a really great resource for you if you feel the need for that, that you need that on your child's phone for that extra assistance during this time, or even after we move from this time. Different app monitoring systems do different things. For the next 3 months, I am going to be in my newsletter sending out my app monitoring sheet, trying to post it on my website, making sure that you guys have that. It's going to list a lot of different, because there are hundreds of them out there, but take a look at it. I think one of the things that's super, super important is right now the FBI is warning parents to be extra vigilant in paying attention to what your children are doing. And I absolutely agree with this. Right now, it is predators access. They are predators are incredibly excited about this time because they have more access to your children, because your children are online more frequently right now. They are looking for comfort, they are looking for connection, and they are bored. That is a recipe for disaster when it comes to exploitation. That is a recipe for disaster when it comes to people having contact with your children that should not have contact with your children. They may start grooming them now and then make contact with them later. Right now is a great time for the grooming process to happen. Again, kids are bored and they're looking for connection. So just please be aware that doing your random phone checks will help to mitigate some of that. Last but not least, you're having open conversation with your kids. You're talking to them about their devices. You're talking to them about what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. You're talking to them about what they're seeing. Now's a great time for you to sit down. I know it sounds crazy, but if your kids, say a gamer, they play Fortnite, sit down and play a game with them, right? Or, you know, sit down and if you are allowing them TikTok, sit down and take a look at their account. Maybe do some fun TikTok stuff together. This is a wonderful opportunity now that we are here at home, some of us at home that have more time to really be able to take the opportunity to look at what our children are doing, maybe relate and understand a little bit more of the world that they are living in, their social media world, right? So we're, again, just making sure we're paying attention to what they're doing. And I think most importantly is give yourself some grace. This is hard. All of this is hard. Trying to navigate it is incredibly difficult, but I promise you, if you do your random device checks, set your screen time, have your open conversations with your kids, Those top 3 things will go a very, very long way to be able to make sure that your children are making good, solid decisions. So when we move past this, they're not regretting something that they have done or said. There's not huge repercussions for something they have done or said, and that they are not contacting people they should not be in contact with. Again, if you want to, my website, kmbcommunications.com, has a ton of information on there. If you're in the Instagram space, protect_our kids, right? Because I just changed it. Yes, protect_our kids is my Instagram. If you would like to go there, right now it looks a little more about how we're navigating social media, not navigating social media, but navigating the coronavirus and sort of the people that are the helpers. So that looks a little bit different right now. Crack the Code, which is the Facebook page that I run, is a great resource of information for you guys. And if you would like to reach out to me directly, you can message me there. You can message me on my website. And if you are needing some one-on-one discussions, or if you're wanting a group of people, I'm actually doing group consultations through Zoom. Let me know, reach out to me. You can email me also at kmbcommunications@yahoo.com, and we can do, we can set up some group conversations through Zoom as well. My job and what I want to continue to do, my commitment to you, is to help you keep your children as safe as possible without adding a lot of extra stress to your life right now. So I'm committed to doing that. We are going to do that. So if you need help, please do not hesitate to reach out. It is really confusing. It is really hard right now. Hang in there. Give yourself some grace. Use those tips I told you about. If you have a question, do not hesitate to call me. All right? Thanks so much, and hopefully I will talk to you guys very soon.